Hello. All right. So turns out my solution last time is fucking gone. That's frustrating. See if my sound is back. Fuck me. Oh well. Figure that out later whenever I am not streaming and it's late. The huge bummer. All right. So, well, as I meant to start doing, hello, my name is Jacob Davidson. I'm a legal layman from North Texas. It's a show where I learn the law and try to educate while I learn. Damn it. This has killed my whole fucking. So we'll get in the rest of the news for today, and then I will start going through the members of the Texas House alphabetically. One, two. One. Okay, yeah. Actually, I only have two stories left. Here we are. So for yesterday, or well, June 1st, this was reported. Getting to it significantly late. Lawsuit alleges that former Fort Worth officer used excessive force during arrest. A former Fort Worth police officer who allegedly threw a man to the ground and knocked him unconscious is accused of using excessive force in federal lawsuit. The city of Fort Worth and Mitchell Miller, the former officer, are named as the defendants in the lawsuit. Ah, so they investigated him. Cool. The incident occurred on January 28th, 2022, when Miller arrested Talani Holloway, for public intoxication. The lawsuit alleges that Miller escorted Holloway to a Fort Worth jail entrance. The officer grabbed him and threw him face first to the concrete floor, leaving him unconscious. Miller later was fired after another officer expressed their concern. An investigation found that Miller had lied to superiors when he reported that no force had been used in Holloway's arrest. Fort Worth Police Department had attempted to fire Miller once before. That was in 2018, so when he was one of 5 officers who were fired after Chris Lowe died in the back of a police car after asking for medical attention. Miller was reinstated in 2020. Fort Worth attorney Leanne Guzman confirmed in a statement that Fort Worth Attorney Office confirmed that in a statement that Miller was terminated for violation of Fort Worth Police Department general orders, and a hearing examiner upheld that ruling. She said she had not been formally notified of the lawsuit, but her office would defend the city. Holloway's attorneys argued that the department must be held accountable for not only the incident, but also for its history of violence and failure to de-escalate situations. They cited 38 uses of force by officers that ended in death in the last 10 years. If they bring up Aaron Dean, oh my god. The lawsuit noted that Holloway is an African-American man and that Miller and 2 other officers who were present apparently are white. It claims that Holloway's constitutional rights were violated. He is seeking damages for past and future physical pain, past and future mental anguish, and attorney's fees. The complaint accuses the city of Fort Worth of creating a culture of violence in which police practices and or customs, as well as the failure to adopt appropriate policies, were removing forces behind and caused the violation of Mr. Holloway's rights. Holloway's attorney, Dean Malone, said in an interview that he hopes this case will cause change. Hopefully, the justice he receives from this lawsuit will extend to other people being protected when encountering former police officers, he said. Well, the problem here is that, an officer arrested somebody, and during that arrest, they decided to go fuck with that person. That's a problem. That's kind of the only one here. I guess this would be, hold on. Wayne Holloway. Michelle Miller. Here it is. The docket was retrieved on May 26, 2023. Fuck. Hold up. Might have a problem here. Where did my... Hey, sir. Uh. Hope that information was saved. Happened a lot. Yeah, having spent some money on. Ah, there we go. Seems I have forgotten passwords. Love how I set myself up on Paystern and then I never used it and completely forgot about all my stuff on there. You know, it'd suck if I went to go do a new password and it's. Please accept that. Please accept. I'm having a bad day, people. Can we go? Okay. What the fuck? Ah, fuck me, guys. Fuck me. All right. All right, yeah, cool. Where's it go? Where at? How do I access it? All right, we have fucking legal documents. And I've spent money literally on shrink. Fantastic. So far, here's what happens. Here's what has happened. A complaint against defendants, I'm guessing, was filed. Plaintiff and defendants Mitchell J. Miller and the city of Fort Worth, Texas. In accordance with the provision, you hereby notified that a U.S. magistrate judge of this district court is available to conduct any and all proceedings in this case, including jury or non-jury trial, and in order to order the entry of the final judgment. The form consent to proceed before the magistrate judge is available on our website. All right, summons. Notice of attorney on behalf of Wayne. So Alexandra W. Payne and Jennifer Kingard on behalf of the guy. Case assigned to District Judge Amos L. Mazant. Summons issued to Mitchell J. Miller and City of Fort Worth. Affidavit of service of summons. Returned, executed by... Okay, yeah. I will save this to a pad into a Wayne Holloway. Was that all that I got from Pacer? Alright, I guess that's all I got from Pacer. And this is something that popped up. Yeah, I guess that's it for T. Wayne Holloway. For the last of the stories that was remaining, scathing report on police leaves Minneapolis reeling 3 years after Floyd murder. Oh no. Okay, it's just a simple gravestone. The Justice Department's devastating findings left the cities searching for next steps. Some residents found little closure. The wounds of Minneapolis are far from healed. T.J. Johnson, a resident of South Minneapolis for 40 years, says he is applying for a gun permit, having long ago given up on police keeping him safe. Yeah, who would have fucking thought? Veterans of the city's police department, which has lost more than 300 officers, say that they are running on fumes, weary from patrolling under a cloud of suspicion. Elected officials are grasping for glimmers of optimism. 3 years after the murder of George Floyd by Minneapolis police officer, and Department of Justice report released on Friday concluded that city's police department was plagued by unlawful conduct, discrimination, and mismanagement. In some ways, it was meant as an answer to the death of Mr. Floyd and to years of complaints about policing in the city of 425,000, but the devastating report seemed to bring little closure to Minneapolis, where many remain traumatized and riven by mistrust. Many remain traumatized. Okay, it's police. I'll give them the credit on this one. The report, which found that Minneapolis police officers for years used excessive force, disproportionately targeted Black and Native American residents, and repressed the rights of protesters and journalists, likely landed differently in the different parts of the city, said Senator Tina Smith, a Democrat who has lived in Minneapolis since 1984. Hold on, I gotta do. All right, so I think what I'm trying to. Okay, hopefully he sees that. Democrat Minneapolis since 1994. There are probably a lot of people reading this report, especially people who live in Black and brown communities, who are this is terrible, but it's not news to me. She said, "I think there are probably are also people who live in more affluent parts of the city who may be surprised to see how pervasive the violations have been." I don't know. I'm not from Minneapolis, but it doesn't sound too out of. It sounds more real than I like to think. Mr. Johnson, the South Minneapolis resident, said that his brother spent his career working for the Chicago Police Department, so those views on the police are nuanced. But Mr. Johnson said his faith in Minneapolis police was irrevocably shaken after watching footage of Mr. Floyd's death, images that in spring 2020 set forth outrage and protest and riots, especially the riots. Nationwide, the video showed Mr. Floyd, a black man, gasping for air as Derek Chauvin, a white police officer, knelt on his neck for nearly 9.5 minutes. While fellow officers stood by Mr. Johnson, who, like 18% of the residents in Minneapolis, is black, and said he has concluded that the police department is beyond reform. Aha. I stay away from them as far as I can, said Mr. Johnson, 63, who runs an electronics recycling business and has attended the same church for 28 years. White men and women, they don't worry like we do. Oh, we do, you dipshit. We worry all the time. All right. Mr. Johnson said he had inherited a gun after his brother died and recently filed paperwork to get a firearms permit. Oh, Mr. Johnson. If only you knew how fucked that. To him, he said he was the best safety measure. He said this was the best safety measure in Minneapolis, a city where carjackings and car thefts have been the major concern and where he worries about interactions with the police. I'm planning on never going outside without my gun again, he said. Many Minneapolis police officers saw the report as a searing indictment that deals yet another blow to the department's beleaguered by low morale and staffing shortage. The Officers Union and Police Officers Federation in Minneapolis said in a statement that the federal report had glossed over vital and heroic work. The report will merely be used by those who are inclined to have an anti-police bias to justify their beliefs, while those who are on or more pro-police will question the report's findings, the union said. As with most things, the truth lies somewhere in the middle. Ah, the union wanting to keep their power. Who would have fucking thought? In interviews, longtime police officers said that they welcomed calls for sweeping changes in training and accountability, but they also said that many of the most egregious incidents in the report involved officers who have left the force, including Mr. Chauvin, who was convicted in Mr. Floyd's murder. The cops are tired of being called racist, said Sergeant Andrew Schroeder. Oh. Who works in the department's firearms unit and has been an officer in Minneapolis since 2014. The cops who are still here in the department are good officers. They want to do good. They want to do a good job and legitimately want to make the community better. Sergeant Schroeder said that officers don't focus on color, noting that city statistics from 2022 show that a vast majority of gunshot victims in Minneapolis are black men, as are shooting suspects in the case where police are given descriptions. We focus on crime. McThomas, 28, sees things differently. Soon after moving to the north side of Minneapolis in December 2022, with her husband and five young children, she first encountered officers one night around midnight as she and her husband were driving home. She said they spotted a police car behind them on West Broadway Avenue. a major thoroughfare and were eventually pulled over. They were told they were stopped for a broken headlight. She said she said both headlights worked fine. He's harassing us, telling us we don't belong here, said Miss Thomas, who is black, and said the officer used racial slurs. I doubt that, though. After that, Miss Thomas said she resolved to avoid Minneapolis police officers. She will not call them. She said, even if her life was in danger, should they ever try to pull over again, I would keep going. Ah, that's not a good idea, though. Wait, Mrs. Thomas. And with her husband. Said she's never seen a black police officer in a part of the city where many residents are African Americans. The burden of rebuilding trust with people like Mrs. Thomas will fall heavily on Commander Yolande Wilkes, one of 6 black female officers in the Minneapolis Police Department. She was recently tasked with overseeing sweeping changes the city agreed to make as a part of a court-ordered agreement with Minnesota Department of Human Rights following the Department of Justice report released. The city and the federal government have begun negotiating a court-enforced overhaul of policies and procedures similar to the one that already launched with the state. In an interview, Commander Wilkes acknowledged that rebuilding trust and fixing longstanding institutional problems will take years. But she said she hoped residents will also will recognize how hard recent years have been for officers who remained on the force. We forget that they are big-hearted, passionate humans that work every day for the community they serve. They signed up to serve, she said. Commander Wilkes herself said that she came close to quitting in the tumultuous and painful day. In the painful and tumultuous days after Floyd's death, she stayed, she said, because she had a sense that the city could recover. It'll be a while, she said. An open wound takes time internally for it to heal. I have something that huh. Yolanda. No, wait, this was, yeah, this was yesterday. 2 days ago. Alright, let's see. Uh-oh. Giving God damn it. What was I even doing this for? Gareth. Continue. And all these comments on this thread. Oh. Oh right. That's what I had to say. All right. So that's that story. That's why I wanted to tweet about. I am heavily distracted, guys. I'm sorry. All right. So into the main part of the show that I was wanting to do. Oh, sweet. I've just been on camera the whole time. How nice. Who are all the members of the House of Representatives in Texas? 150. Yep. 151. Nope. So we only have 149 districts being represented right now. Let's go through it alphabetically. Hey there, NC Native. Shazam, Shazam, Shazam. Why'd you transform 3 times? Still driving, we'll be home shortly. Oh, so you were texting when you were driving. How quaint. Uh-huh. All right. So, the first person up is Alan Alma A, or Alma A. Allen. She represents the, forget which one it's shown. The 130, it was right there. I'm stupid. She represents the 131st District of Texas. Prior to being elected to the Texas House of Representatives, State Representative Dr. Alma A. Allen was elected to serve on the State Board of Education for over 10 years. Beginning her career in education as a teacher at Park Elementary School and Grimes Elementary School, Representative Allen went to become assistant principal at Foster Elementary School and then served as principal at Peck Elementary School, Windsor Village Vanguard Magnet School, and GBM Turner Elementary School. She also worked in human resources and central administration and retired from Houston Independent School District after 39 years. Thereafter, Representative Allen continued her career in education as an adjunct professor at both Texas Southern University and Prairie View A&M University. Currently, she is the motivational speaker and an educational consultant. Representative Allen holds a Bachelor of Science degree and a Master of Education degree from Texas Southern University and a Doctorate of Education in Curriculum and Instruction from the University of Houston, as well as a certificate in Administration and Supervision from the University of Houston. Representative Allen has received many awards and honors, including Principal of the Year, District 5, and Outstanding Alumnus of the University of Houston. Allen has also received the Texas Freedom Network Walking the Walk Award from Governor Ann Richards, the Living Legend Award presented by Texas Alliance of Black School Educators, and was recently honored in her hometown of Livingston, Texas, with Alma Allen Day. Oh, God. Take the fucking day away until she's done with her representation. Government people do not deserve a day. Allen is a member of the Houston Association of Professional Administrators, American Association of Supervision and Curriculum, Texas Association of School Administrators, National Association of Advancement of Colored People, Texans Concerned for Superior Schools, the Women's Chamber of Commerce, the National Association of Democratic Women, the American Association of Curriculum and Development, and the Council of Negro Women. Allen was elected to the Texas House of Representatives on November 2nd, 2004, and re-elected November 2016, 2008, and 2010. Allen and her husband, Lawrence A. Allen Sr., are the proud of parents of 2 children and the grandparents of 5 grandchildren. Allison Steve. Representative Steve Allison for District 121. No, I should pre-pour my tea or my pre-bagged tea. State Representative Steve Allison represents the House District 121, succeeding former Speaker of the House Joe Starris, District 121, covers parts of north, central, and northeast San Antonio, as well as the cities of Alamo Heights, Alamos Park, and Terrell Hills. Representative Allison serves on the following committees: Appropriations, Public Education, Local and Consent Calendars, and the Select Committee on Youth, Health, and Safety. He's also a member of the Water Caucus. Hold on, I actually realized I just forgot to do an important part. Alma Allen is on the Corrections Committee and the Vice Chair of the Public Education. All right, sorry, I keep getting distracted. I'm not in a good day. Not in a good day. I'm not gonna lie, I just want to go back and write. It's a day where I want to write. I don't actually want to stream today. A lot of shit kind of went sideways for a second. I'll continue reading until Native gets home, and then I'll end it. Steve previously served 2 sessions on the Public Health Committee and the Republican Caucus Policy Committee. Representative Allison has been recognized as Friend of Education by TCEA, Champion of Education by TASB, Best of the House by CLEAT, 100% Vote for Medicine by TMA, and awarded the Shield Award by Parents and Allies for Remarkable Texans. Steve brings significant background, community service, and leadership experience to his role in the House. He has a history of active involvement and accomplishments in numerous civic organizations, professional businesses, business, education, healthcare, and other community interests and activities. Representative Allison has been particularly active and involved in his children's school and education issues, including 12 years on the Alamo Heights ISD Board of Trustees, including 3 terms as president and members of this district's Early Childhood Task Force. Vice chairman of the district's legislative committee and sponsor of Fellowship of Christian Athletes, board of members of the district support group, chair of the district task force on character education, wellness, and digital citizenship, and has been actively involved with school finance and Robin Hood recapture issues, including being instrumental in keeping Alamo Heights ISD's recapture funds and the Bexar County community for funding of the legislative mandated Juvenile Justice Academy program. Also, while president, he chaired a community task force which led the creation of the Robbins Academy, a non-disciplinary alternative program for at-risk students during his tenure on the Board of Trustees. He was appointed to Texas Association of School Boards statewide and statewide special committee on revenue and funding, and later served 3 years as a member of the Board of Trustees of the association. 3 years before his election to the House, Steve completed 8 years as a member of the Board of Trustees of VIA Metropolitan Transit Authority, including the last 2 years of vice chairman of the board. Professionally, Steve is a highly regarded attorney concentrating in business litigation and healthcare, and is a trained and experienced mediator and arbitrator. He has been repeatedly recognized in Best Lawyers in America Commercial Litigation and Bet the Company Litigation. The Texas Super Lawyers Business Litigation. Oh, God. Super Lawyer. Representative Allison is a graduate of Texas Christian University and the University of Houston Law Center. Steve and his wife Peggy met their freshman year at TCU and have been married for 53 years. They have 2 sons, Brian and Todd, 6 grandchildren, Taylor, Scott, Corbin, Emma, Maggie, and George, and a golden retriever, Duffy, who's a valued campaigner and goes everywhere with them. Peggy and Steve are longstanding members of the St. Mark's Episcopal Church, where both have taught children's Sunday school, and Steve has served on the vestry. He is on the committees of Appropriations, Subcommittee Articles 1, 4, and 5, Local and Consent Calendars, Public Education, and Youth and Safety Select Committee. Oh, it's hot like a motherfucker. And if you almost home. Uh. Ugh. Oh shit, man. I'm not gonna lie. I really don't want to stream right now. I set it up because I thought I did, and then suddenly a lot of problems came up out of nowhere. And I really just want to fix those problems. It has killed my whole fucking flow today. Not only that, I'm sweaty as shit. And I didn't get much sleep. You know, haha, sucks to be me. Native! Sorry, but I can't keep it going until you get home. I might not even make the hour mark. I don't know. I'll try. Actually, what I wanted to do today, after a significant time last night of thinking, was I wanted to write because I've been trying to write something, and I've been in a mood to write lately, so I've been wanting to do that. But I decided to do this because I said I would yesterday. I guess apologies, you get a half-assed product. I don't intend on that, by the way. Oh. Yeah, sorry for not doing the full topic as I wanted to do. Kinda did this to myself, didn't I? Well, that was interesting. Well, before we go, use code Layman at Dragon's Treasure for 10% off your coffee, tea, and merchandise. This includes everything from the tea of the month to the Dragon's Wing membership. Go home, you're good. Yeah. Dragon's Wing membership, which is what you need to be able to get tea of the month, the tea of the month products, as well as the Dragon's or herbs and spices. It is well worth the price. You can use code Layman to get 10% off. That's like 5 cents, 50 cents off. My math's not great right now. The Ingenuity Strainer, which is a fancy product. You just pour your tea in there, and then you pour that. It goes through. You let it brew, and then you place it on the cup, and it just drains out. So yeah, use code Layman at checkout for the Dragon's Treasure for anime and coffee, or anime themed tea and coffee. And you can enjoy some fantastic savings with some fantastic tasting tea and now coffee. With that, I think that'll do it. That'll do it. Ugh. Sorry. Sorry, bros. Sorry, sisters. What the fuck? Hold on. But yeah, sorry, I saw something on Twitter and it's like, fuck. Sorry I didn't have a whole lot of good things to listen to on your way home. I'm just trying to, I'm just trying, my man. If you liked what you saw, or didn't like what you saw, still plague yourself with the endless stream of content from me. Go like and subscribe on YouTube and on Rumble. I have a gaming channel. Please watch the past podcast. I might recover old topics with this new mic because it sounds very good. I'm having some help adjusting the volumes, so it's, even better. I'm still mad at OBS for suddenly throwing away my Rodecaster input. That was very annoying. You can find me on Twitter at Legal Layman with 2 N's. I have a locals at legallayman.locals.com. You can also find me on backed.by, which is a blockchain Patreon. What else? Code Layman for 10% off your Dragon's Treasure tea. All can be found in the description below. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining my sleepy ass. I will hopefully bring something a little better tomorrow. I'll finish up I'll do the state House representative thing, like I mentioned. Apologies for not actually following through with that and ending the stream super early. I just have no energy and I want to do something else because that's where my energy, my productiveness is inclined to go. Guys, next time, whenever I stream actually fully intentionally to the thing that I intend to do. Hang loose.